Hey guys, it's Kevin again. This is going to be another movie review for you guys, and I'm going to tell you guys something before I start this review. Now, I have about four more movies to watch really before I get my top 10 list up. I'd say about four, maybe like three. It's like three, four or five, three, four, yeah, four more, I think. Four more after this movie. So I'm watching a few movies, and now that I'm done with the worst movies, now I'm actually going to watch really good movies. And starting with this movie, and that movie I'm going to be reviewing is a movie I've wanted to see for a while. I've heard a lot of really good things about this movie. I was definitely really looking forward to this movie, and that movie is Saint Vincent. Now, this movie was a movie I was definitely really looking forward to, actually, because I heard a lot of really good things. My friend, of course, Kane LaPlante, aka Kid of Awesome, watched it. He recommended it to me. It was on his top 10 list, and I decided I'd finally watch it. And I'm very happy I did because I ended up really, really liking this movie. I think this St. Vincent is a very good movie. I think it has some very good messages in there. I think it's a movie that really a lot of people should watch. Definitely, it's a really good movie because of that. And it was about this close to making my top 10 list. It didn't crack my top 10 list. I really thought that's why I'm watching these last few movies, because these are movies that I think are going to crack my top 10 list. This did not crack my top 10 list, but it was very close to it. Now, let me talk about the plot of St. Vincent, which I think is a very good plot in my opinion. I really like the plot of this movie. Basically, the plot of St. Vincent, we focus on this man, Vincent McKenna. Now, he's played by Bill Murray. He's kind of a guy who kind of has a lot of things going wrong for him. He's just came out of he's retired from the war. He has a lot of gambling issues. He drinks a lot. He's kind of one of those, angry old men that really he doesn't have much of a direction in his life. His wife died, a while ago, so he's still grieving over her death. He has, this prostitute pleasing him. He really does not have a lot going, a lot of people don't really like him. He doesn't really have any friends or anything. So, basically, he doesn't have a lot going on. However, he one day gets recruited by his new neighbor, Maggie. Maggie is a single mom who recently just got divorced from her husband, and she wants him to watch over her son, Oliver. Oliver is a 12-year-old son who kind of is, definitely trying to get over some things. His parents just divorced and everything, so he's trying to get over that and everything. So she wants, Vincent to watch Oliver, in return for that, and basically the two of them end up basically forming a bond, and that's basically basically it ends up actually going really well for them, and that's basically the plot of Saint Vincent. Now, there's a lot I really like about the movie. The movie has a lot of really good messages. It's definitely more than just a lot of that, and I'm going to talk about some of the things I really like about this movie. First of all, let's get to the acting in this movie, which really, this is one of those movies where if the acting was not good, the movie would not be good. But I'm happy to say the acting in this movie is some of the best of the year. The acting in this movie is fantastic. Bill Murray as Vincent McKenna. This very well might be Bill Murray's best performance. It very much may be. I'm trying to figure out if it really is. I honestly really feel this is probably the best role he's ever played. It really is. He completely transformed into this character. He doesn't sound like, when you see him on the screen, he does not sound like Bill Murray. He sounds like this character that really transformed into Vincent McKenna. I think he played his character very, very well. He's a very sad man, really, and I think that we got into his character very, very well, definitely. It really shows that a lot of people are very upset of a lot going on in their lives. And I think it was very well done with his character. His character has a lot of problems, definitely. The joy he gets are, betting on horses, going to strip clubs. Those are his daily activities. And I like seeing a lot of his life, and I want to see him turn his life around. I think Bill Murray handled all of that very, very well. Definitely one of his best performances. He did a very good job in this movie. Melissa McCarthy, I have not really been a fan of her lately. I think she's been doing nothing but shit lately. She did Identity Thief, which was awful. The Heat, which was okay, but then she recently did Tammy, and that movie ended up on my top 10 worst list. But this movie, I think she gave an awesome performance. I thought she was amazing in this. This very well also I think this is honestly Melissa McCarthy's best performance, definitely. She was amazing in this movie. Just the fact that she could completely turn herself around is great, and I really want to see her do more of these movies. I know her husband directs a lot of the movies she stars in, but he really needs to make a movie like this, because when you give her a good script and you give her good stuff to work with, she is a very good actress, and I think Melissa McCarthy really showed that very well in this movie. Nothing amazing, but I still thought she was very, very good, and she really it really is, this movie really is a great comeback movie for a lot of people, because Bill Murray he's been doing stuff, but I think this is like one of his really big movies in a very long time. Melissa McCarthy, this is basically her turnaround movie, and I think she did a very good job, definitely. I really liked her acting, I liked her character. I like seeing her bond with her son. And let's talk about her son. Jaden Libaher as Oliver was also fantastic. First of all, he was very cute little boy. You know, definitely very cute little boy. Like, if you like to watch little children and you are charmed by little children and you're like, oh, they're so cute and things like that, then you'll probably like his character. First of all, his character is very well done. I really like the way his character was written. I love the bonding between him and Vincent. I thought that was very well done, the way they bonded and things like that. I definitely really loved their bonding. Honestly, their bonding might have been my favorite part of the movie. You know, Vincent taught Oliver a lot, but Oliver taught Vincent just as much. You know, Vincent teaches Oliver to, like, defend himself, and he takes him to horse race to teach him how to, like, make money and things like that. Like, he teaches him a lot of life lessons, but Oliver kind of tells him to, like, loosen up a little bit, and I like that they learn stuff from each other. I thought that was very well done, and I thought Jane Leberher did a very good job. Now, let me get to my one complaint in this movie. Naomi Watts is in this movie. Now, I'm not saying she did not give a bad performance, but I did not see the point of her character. Her character only seemed like she was there, so this movie had something for everyone. So it seemed like she was only there to please Vincent, and she only came in when Vincent needed some sort of, like, when there was, like, some sort of sex scene or something. And it's not that I didn't like her character. I didn't see the point of her character. Her character, I honestly didn't feel fit in this movie. I didn't really care about her character as much as I wanted to. I definitely wanted to care about her character a lot more than I ended up caring about her. And it's not really Naomi Watts' fault. I just didn't really like her character and everything like that. She did a good job, though, with what she had. She did a good job. I just didn't really see the point of her character. Chris O'Dowd was great in this movie. I loved him as the teacher. You know, Oliver actually goes to a private school, so I like seeing his character. He was very funny, especially when he's talking about all the different religions and things like that. I definitely really loved his character. Hilarious stuff from him. Terrence Howard's barely in this movie, but he definitely did a very good job, and everyone else in the movie was very good, but those are the only people I'm going to talk about. Now, the directing by Theodore Melfi. Now, you guys need to know something. You guys need to know something if you see this movie. This movie is a very dark... This movie actually gets very dark very quickly. First of all, it starts off as a comedy, but there are sprinkles of drama in the first half. However, in the second half, something ends up happening, and the movie turns into a straight drama. And I thought that Theodore Melfi actually handled that very well. A lot of people had problems with the tonal change. For me, I didn't have a problem with it. I think it actually worked really well, and it made sense, because this movie is very realistic when it comes to how they portray Vincent's life. I mean, his life could change in a second, and I like that the movie really showed that, because that's just how life is. Your life can change like that. Like, I could have a very good life and everything, and then one thing could happen, and it could just ruin everything, and I like that the movie shows that. But the other thing the movie shows, that's not the end of the world. I like the movie really does show that, and I think the directing by Theodore Melfi, he really got the point across very well, and he definitely did a good job. Now, the screenplay in this movie, this is one of the best screenplays of the year. The screenplay, the dialogue is so sharp. This movie has some of the funniest moments of the year. There were actually some very funny moments. I found myself laughing a lot in this movie, and I was surprised by how much I actually laughed. I really enjoyed a lot of the scenes going on in this movie. Definitely a lot of very funny scenes, and definitely made the movie work a lot. You know, there were a lot. If the screenplay was not very good to this movie would not be as good, because it's very dialogue driven and, you know, dialogue heavy. But I thought the dialogue was very sharp and witty and things like that. Honestly, probably some of the best dialogue of the year. I really thought the dialogue was great to this movie. The screenplay was just rich and so witty, and I love the screenplay. I thought the screenplay was great. The score to this movie, I loved. Really good score. Cinematography, don't really need to talk about. The editing was great. The editing's very fast paced, and it moved like that, and I was into the movie the entire time, and I loved everything that was going on in the movie. And honestly, I could see this movie definitely getting some Oscar consideration. I can see Bill Murray getting some Oscar consideration. I could see Melissa McCarthy getting some Oscar nomination. I could see this movie getting some Oscar consideration, especially for Best Screenplay. I could definitely see that happening. I know that's happened with a lot of movies. Like, the only thing they get is for Best Screenplay, so I could see that happening to this movie. I could definitely see that. Now, let me get to some spoilers for St. Vincent, because I do want to talk about a few things that I think the movie did very well, actually. If you got, actually, it did get some Golden Globes. I mean, Bill Murray was nominated for Best Actor in a Comedy. Theodore Melfi was nominated for Best Motion Picture. Was nominated for Best Motion Picture. It definitely deserves all those things it got, because, I mean, Bill Murray did a great job and everything. A lot of people were talking about Bill Murray. Now, I do really want to talk about some of the spoilers in this movie. If you guys have not seen St. Vincent, I really do want to talk about. I want to talk about why the movie's called Saint Vincent, which is actually a spoiler. So let's get to this. Let's get to that. So basically, the first thing I want to talk about, of course, is how Vincent ended up collapsing and then he could barely speak. I was surprised by how dark the second half of this movie got. I didn't expect the movie to get as dark as it did, but when it got dark, I'm like, wow, I really credit the movie for that. It had a lot of balls to do that. Definitely, it had a lot of balls to really change tones like that, and I think they did a very good job with doing that. And it really conveyed all the emotion more, and it made you care more about the characters, especially when that happened. I mean, you could definitely tell something was going to happen. The whole movie, you can just tell something is going to happen. I think they just portrayed that very, very well. Now, probably my favorite scene in the movie is when Oliver makes his angel Vincent. I loved that scene when he makes his Saint Vincent. I'm like, oh, that's why the movie's called Saint Vincent. Because it definitely does make sense. I mean, Vincent, yeah, he was actually ended up being a very nice guy. And I mean, he opened up, Oliver opened up his heart to him, and Vincent and him had a great relationship and everything. And I love that the movie ended with, Vincent thanking Oliver. I like the movie ended in a happy way. I definitely really enjoyed it. If the movie would end in a sad way, I would not really have liked that. So I like the movie ended in a happy way overall. The thing with Naomi Watts' character, I thought that it was a little too much. That was really the only thing I didn't like. The whole thing with them, like in that court case by Naomi Watts' character. When Maggie found out that Vincent had Oliver hang out with a prostitute, obviously she was upset. I understood why she was upset. I just felt that was a little too tacked on, just to add some drama in there. That's really what that felt like to me. But I thought that was still very well done. I definitely really enjoyed that. And I like the way the movie ended overall. I thought that was also very well done. I definitely really enjoyed that movie. About the movie. But that's pretty much all I really want to say about St. Vincent. Overall, yes, I would definitely recommend this movie. I think this is a very, very good movie. Honestly, I really would recommend it for a lot of people. I really would, especially if you want to see a good movie. I love the message of this movie. If you can turn your life around and someone, you can meet you could do one simple thing and it'll turn your life around like that. And I like that, I like the message of it. Things that you do in your life have a consequence, things like that. I like the message of, helping someone out. Oliver really helped out Vincent, but as I said, Vincent also helped out Oliver, and I like that Oliver really addressed that when he gave that speech and things like that. And I thought that they did that very well in the movie as well. But if you guys have not seen this movie, definitely check it out. It is a very good movie. It is touching. You may cry. I could definitely see someone crying in this movie. I didn't cry or anything, but I definitely really enjoyed it. It's very, very funny. I think it definitely when it comes out on Blu-ray, definitely get it on Blu-ray. I would definitely recommend it. I would say honestly get it. I wouldn't say it's a rental. I'd say it's a movie that I think a lot of people will really, really like. I definitely really enjoy it. Besides Naomi Watts' character, I think I love the movie. I thought it was great. And overall, I really, really love St. Vincent. I was this close putting it in my top 10, but I didn't. Remember that. I was like this close. But that's it for my review, St. Vincent. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I have, as I said, 4 more movies to review for the year, and then I will put up my top 10 list tomorrow, and I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.